My name's Carly and I'm the Marketing Events Director here at Destination Sturgeon Bay. Today we are going to be making Door County Cherry morning rolls. So I know that we're all stuck inside and we can't go out for our Sunday morning brunch or even our Easter brunch. So this is a great way for us to bring Door County into our own homes and Sturgeon Bay into our own homes. So I hope you enjoy. Okay, so what you're going to want to do first is, of course, wash your hands. Make sure that they're nice and clean. You always want to do that when you're cooking, and just in life generally, just always wash your hands. So what we have first is half a cup of whole milk and half a cup of water just simmering on the stove. So we just want to make sure that that's nice and warm before we add it to the rest of our ingredients. So what we're going to get first is we are going to get 2 tablespoons of sugar. Go right in, and then we need 1 cup of flour. Take our flour and just pop that right in there. Okay, 1 packet of active dry yeast. Put that right in here. Okay, we're gonna mix this up really good so it's all incorporated. And then we're gonna take our warm milk mixture, and then we're just gonna pour it right in, just like that. And then whisk it all together. So once that is all well incorporated, you're gonna want to cover it with some plastic wrap and set it aside until it's warm and frothy, so probably about 15 minutes or so. Okay, so approximately 15 minutes has elapsed, and as you can see, my bowl is pretty frothy, so that's when you know it's time to go in with the next few steps. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add, I just melted about 4 tablespoons of butter, so I'm going to add that right in, and then we're going to add a teaspoon of salt. Just take in a teaspoon and sprinkle that all in, and then we're going to add the remaining 2 cups of flour. And what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to fold this all in with a spatula. Make sure that it's well combined, that there's no lumps, and no excess flour hanging around. And then what we're gonna do now is we're just gonna cover this again with plastic wrap, let it rise for about an hour or until it's doubled in size. Okay, so our dough has risen and is doubled in size. It's been about an hour, so I'm just gonna put it onto a floured surface on my countertop, and then I'm gonna roll it out until it's 12 inches by 9 inches. So I rolled my dough out and I have spread my cherry jam mixture, which is 1/3 cup of Door County cherry jam, 2 teaspoons of lemon zest, and 2 tablespoons of lemon juice, and I've just spread that evenly all over my dough. So what I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna take some frozen Door County cherries, make sure that they're frozen, and I'm just gonna sprinkle them all over. They're a little bit big, which is okay. So you're just gonna sprinkle them just around so that they get all in there. Okay, so now we're gonna start the rolling process. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take the long side and then we're just gonna start to roll. And make sure that you do it as tightly as you possibly can. Make sure that those cherries are all incorporated, and you're just gonna roll it. Cherry didn't fit. All the way up like this, and then you're just gonna pinch the seams shut, like so. Alright, so next we are going to cut our log into pieces. So what we are going to do is just take some unflavored dental floss and just slide it underneath, and we're just gonna cut these into roughly 1-inch pieces. So you just hold it like this right under, and then you just cut it like so. If you don't have dental floss, you could also use a serrated knife. This just works a little bit better. Your cuts aren't going to be perfect, and it's not going to look, you know, the best right away, but I promise that once we get these in the oven, they're gonna be great. So I just cut my first full piece. This is what they look like, that nice little swirl in the middle, and then it has a cherry right there. Okay, so when you are all done cutting your rolls, just place them into a shallow baking dish like this. Just all out and about, you can see those big cherries in there. So what I'm gonna do next is I just have a damp cloth. I'm just gonna lay this over, and then this is gonna rise for another 50 minutes or so. Okay, so my rolls have risen, and they have now doubled in size. So I'm just gonna brush some heavy cream on, roughly 2 tablespoons. I've preheated the oven to 375, so I'm just gonna pop it in for about 25 minutes. Okay, so while our rolls are in the oven cooking, I thought I would get ready and make the glaze. So I'm gonna put this on after our rolls cool, so probably about 10 minutes after they're out of the oven. So it's just confectioner's sugar, a pure vanilla extract, and sour cream. So you whip that all together. And then what I'm actually gonna do is I'm gonna add some red food coloring just for some color, because it is cherry rolls. So I'm just gonna add a couple drops just for a pink icing. So I'm just gonna mix that all together. And here is our pink icing.